Hello and welcome back to All Aboard with Visit Mickey. This is Tricia. I am the owner of Visit Mickey Vacations, and with me today I have Robert Pesta. Robert is our social media director here at Visit Mickey. So on Instagram and Facebook, when you are looking at our stuff, there's a good chance Robert put that together for us. Robert, say hi.
Hello.
Robert also is very often my travel buddy because, of course, we want to show off the best of everything. So he's got to come on here and travel with me so he can like really give a nice, authentic post to our Instagram account. So, what are we here for today, Robert?
We're gonna compare the Wish Class ships of the Disney Cruise Line.
That is right. So, we have had the pleasure to be on all three of the current Wish class ships, which are the Wish, the Treasure, and the Destiny. And we've been able to be on all three together. So we've been talking about it just kind of generally and being like, oh yeah, like, but on the Treasure it's this, and on the Wish it's that, and oh I like this better, and I like that better. And I was like, that would make a perfect podcast because here we are. We've been on all three. We just got off the Destiny a couple days ago, practically. And now we want to talk about our favorites on each ship. So, should we start with the Grand Hall?
Yes, I think that's the best place to start. It's the first thing you see when you walk on all of these beautiful ships.
Absolutely. So, I kind of feel like I guess we say what's on all three, right? So on the Disney Wish, you walk on. This is the first of the Wish class, and it is white and marble and beautiful, and the entire ship has the theme of enchantment. So very princessy, and I think the first time I walked on that, I was like, whoa, because again, we're coming off of the first four ships that we all know very, very well. And then you see this beautiful, beautiful lobby. So to me, it was a major wow factor.
Yeah,
How
I
about
have
you?
to agree. That was actually the first ship I ever got to go on was the Wish. So it'll
That's
always have a
right.
very special place in my heart. It was the first smelling that smell that you smell whenever you walk on any of the Disney ships, and then, seeing the stage and the character waving at you. And one thing that they have that I felt is pretty unique to the others is that you get a wand. And the wand, you
Yeah.
get to, do magic in the main lobby. And yeah, it's very, very,
And
very magical, very classic Disney for me.
yes. So I think so that's the first of the three. And then we move to the treasure. Now, for me, and I think really for us, as we were waiting to get on our ship, waiting for our preview, we were seeing some pretty wah 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 pictures coming out, right? Do you remember that of the
Yeah, it was really
treasure?
funny. The big thing that stuck out for me about that was that all the images they were showing showed bright gold everywhere, and then I felt like the things we were seeing, it was looking more bronze and brown colored.
Yeah. But once we got on there and then we saw the lobby change from day to night, boy, did it change. Like it changed my perspective of that grand lobby, right? Um, oh, and then of course we missed it already because we went right to like how beautiful it was. But on the Wish class, the statue. So every ship has its statue, mascot statue, and on the Wish class, it was Cinderella. And then when you look really closely, you could see some of her friends with her. You have to kind of pay attention, but Cinderella is on the Wish, and then we're going to move over to the treasure. And then after we talk about all three, then we'll do the comparison. I think that's the best way. So we get on the treasure and we have Aladdin and Jasmine on carpet. And then we move over to the Destiny. And now, when you walk into the Destiny, um, I felt it was very different. Very, very different. It's so funny that it's structurally the same, but it felt so very different. And it actually felt for me, very structural. Um, Not so magical, very structural, very straight lines and things, and not color, right? So it's very natural colors or muted colors. What do you want? How would you you're in fashion. How would you describe that color palette?
Yeah, definitely like whites and golds and browns and yeah,
Yeah. I
neutral,
I
muted. Yes.
very neutral. Yes, neutrals. I it took me a minute. It took me a minute to really take in and how I felt about that lobby. Because
I feel
again,
like they rely on lighting a lot for that lobby. I think they made it neutral so that they could change it with lights.
right. And boy, do they. Okay, so there we go. Oh, and then Black Panther. Black Panther, and then a Black Panther, the cat, is next to him. So those are the grand lobbies. So we have Cinderella, we have Aladdin and Jasmine, and then we have Black Panther on the new Destiny. So let's talk about those and favorites of those. Um, I guess I'll start and say definitely the Black Panther one is number three for me. So it's like one and two. It's Wish and Treasure. Ooh, um, I don't know that I have a firm. Do you? Do you have a really confirmed one and two and three?
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I mean, it's right away, it's the treasure. I mean, I like bright color. I like a lot of color. I like jewel tones. And that feels so like lush and fully realized, like that you're stepping in a genie bottle. Like you think of Aladdin, you think of and the lantern hanging from the chandelier, and it just feels the most Disney yet different, special, magical. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to agree and I'm going to say the lobby as a whole, I'm going to count if you look at floor 3, 4, 5. I loved like the furniture and the color on 4 and 5. Like remember we did a photo shoot there because the
Mhm.
colors were so beautiful
Yeah.
and the couches, the chairs were beautiful that and I love the glow of the seven lamps at night. At night when you can change and they can be pink and purple and they just change for again um, the need of the lobby, if they're going to have it be themed for something. But I found that in the end, I think, yeah, I Treasure is the winner for me also.
There's something that felt just like extra warm and cozy about it. Like the lanterns almost have that like warm glow coming from within them. And then all the furniture is just so like plush and like you just want to like you wanted to sit and take a break there because you like felt like you're sitting somewhere like really special. Um and then yeah, I
I
believe
wanted
they
to
also
take
had
the
more
furniture
plants.
home.
Yeah, take the furniture home for sure.
Oh, absolutely. You're right. There were the greeneries and stuff
Yeah.
and some shades, like privacy things in between. It felt like a more realized space.
Hmm.
On the deck 4 and 5, deck 4 and 5 for sure. I'm like, that could be my living room furniture and I would be perfectly happy.
For
So,
sure.
all right. Um, but now let's separate the lobby from the sculpture. So we have Cinderella, and I'm just gonna call out Cinderella on the Wish as I'm sorry, it was a fail for me. It's a fail for me, dog. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I don't know why I did it, but I just had to. Anyway, her face, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's not, Cinderella was beautiful, and it's not beautiful.
Yeah, there's some certain lighting where she looks a little cross-eyed. And then on Pirate Night, they give her some red lighting, and then she looks cross-eyed and kind of crazy, and it's
Demonic.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Demonic, like, you've seen
Yeah.
the videos where people have glowing red eyes, and like Cinderella has glowing red eyes on Pirate Night. And I
Yeah.
went, oh, Disney, Disney
Oh
people don't.
no.
It is so funny. Okay, so a little backstory. Robert and I met at the Disney store, and we both worked there at the Disney store. So we are former cast member, blue badge cast members. So they are legit. And there was a rule back when I started working there that you would never see plush as a human character. And why? Because they can't do it right. They cannot make their faces look like faces. They won't look like the character. Now, they end up breaking that rule, and those plushes look creepy. So they should have just kept the rule because when I started there in the 90s, it was like you will never, ever see a plush character of a human. And then you did. And then it was like, it, they know how to do dogs or cats. They do. They know how to do that stuff. But humans, no, I'm sorry. Um, Aladdin and Jasmine. Okay, so Aladdin and Jasmine are riding carpet on the Disney Treasure, right? And then, do you remember there's the Cinderella shoe over on the Wish, and then you have Genie's lamp over by the staircase. Um, it's better, right? Even though they are people, Aladdin and Jasmine, they did it better. I'm still not a fan of it though. Are you a fan of that one?
Which one, the Aladdin one?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think it's great.
I was not a fan of that one either. Now, it's not creepy, so like I said, it's better, but I wasn't a fan of that statue. I don't
I like
know
how
if it's
it's floating.
because yeah, right. Maybe it's boxy and they're on their carpet and it doesn't feel like a statue to me. I don't know why. It looked like artwork for sure, but not like the lobby statue, which
Yeah.
kind of has like so in that regard, moving to the Destiny, I think it's the statue I like the best because he's the size of the person, right? So it's the right size. The panther is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And they has like the glass eyes, the panther, like the it's funny because you keep going the black panther, but the cat panther
Yeah.
has beautiful jeweled or glass eyes, gorgeous. And then when you get really, really close to the Black Panther, the character, you could see like the individual lines of vibranium in the etching of him when you got up really close. So if you ever saw a zoomed in picture from the movie and you look at his zoomed in, sculpture, I thought they did the best job on that one. And no face. So I think that's part of why, because he can't look creepy and they know how to do cats. So, you know, so to me, this is why it's the best. It's the best of the three statues.
For me, it's definitely the Aladdin one. I don't know. I just love the how the lamp shoots the magic up the staircase behind the characters, and I feel like the Black Panther one is missing that little bit of magic to it. Like I kind of wish maybe the Panther's eye should glow or something, or maybe
Yeah.
there's something I don't know.
Well, I know we tried to do everything, but it's hard to do everything. You know what? I will say the kiss goodnight of the wish is the best for me, though. Remember the goodnight kiss where everyone lays
Yeah,
on the
for
floor?
sure. Very magical.
They don't, the people lay on the floor for the treasure and people lay on the floor for the destiny. You don't have to. It's not a show on the ceiling.
Yeah.
I mean it's really but people just got used to that and the Imagineers did it, so it's really kind of all their fault. They started it. So but people saw the
Gosh,
video of the Imagineers doing it.
you're reminding me that I really do think it's special how in the Wishes lobby, even the pillars light up. Like literally
Yeah.
every part of it does something.
Yeah, I actually love that goodnight kiss. I really do.
Mhm.
Um and I think it was better than the treasure, even though I liked the treasure. And I think it was better than the destiny. So that last little moment for me, but we can get out of the grand hall. But for me, the treasure is my overall win for grand hall, even though I have some preferences to the other things.
Agree.
So let's talk about dining a little. Um, I think maybe the signature dining. Oh, well, actually, let's do it this way. There are two dinings that are on both all three ships, which are the Marvel, World of Marvel, and 1923. So 1923 kind of dedicated to animation and to Walt and the year the company was created. And a lot of those favorites and people go dressed usually one night if they go there, they a lot of flapper 20s apparel, people do that. We didn't. Um, Maybe had we prepared for it, because we love a good theme.
Yeah, we have to do that sometime.
Yeah,
I think our
that'd be
mouths
fun
are
again.
flapping too much to even, really care about the outfit.
Whatever. Um, okay, so 1923, but the artwork all over, beautiful. You sit there and just geek out, right? I mean, I love sitting by the uh, Sleeping Beauty. We like sat by one of our tables was by like all this Sleeping Beauty stuff, and I was just like, oh my God, it's all hand drawn work right there. It was so beautiful. Um,
I love how
and
they take the sections in those restaurants and theme it to what the ship's theme is. So you'll see way more Aladdin featured on the treasure. And then what I loved about the Destiny was that they had things that you never see get featured, like Meet the Robinsons. I was like blown away. I was like, oh my God, Meet the Robinsons. Like that is a deep cut for Disney to put featured in a restaurant.
and I mean, we saw a lot of it, but then also a lot of villains, right? So Syndrome. So there was a whole wall of like, the villain stuff, and Syndrome had his own wall. And
Yeah.
I mean, he was a great villain. So I just we love me some Syndrome stuff. And um I enjoy dining at 1923. So, I mean, it's always been a good experience. It's also usually where we would have breakfast, if we're not going to do the Marceline Market. So it's where we would usually have breakfast. Um, but then the other one that's on all three ships is World of Marvel. Now, World of Marvel on Wish, the Wish class, it's not the actual Wish, is a Marvel show, and Ant-Man is kind of the what do you want to call him? He's like the lead of the show, right? And it's a fun show. There usually is a character at the end. I've seen Spider-Man and I've seen Ant-Man and Wasp on the Wish, but it is not very interactive. I mean, you go and you hit some buttons, and try not to have too many spoilers for people who haven't done it. It is a fun show. But when you move over to the treasure and they make it a trivia contest, oh, we were all about it. So MCU trivia, I could do that all day. That was so fun for me. How
My only
about you?
complaint there was that I wanted it to count for something. They don't add up your points at the end. Like I was like, please tell me, like, show the table number and who's in the lead. Even if we were all tied, I just want to know that we're all tied, you know?
Sure. Yeah, I know because we're competitive.
Yeah.
We're like, B, or whatever. I forget. It was a color. She had to pick, blue, orange, yellow. Yeah. Yeah. Purple, purple, purple. Hey,
And
purple,
they
purple.
had some good deep cuts in there that like it wasn't just your everyone would know the answer, which I
Oh, no.
appreciated, but I just wanted to know, did we, like how did we add up in the end? Like even
Did
if it
you?
wasn't even if it wasn't against the other tables, just rank me. Give me an A, a B, a C. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I hear you. I mean, I know we were waiting for it because we thought, oh, we're crushing it. We're
Yeah.
crushing this. We're crushing this. And then we're
Well,
like,
and there's screens everywhere. It's like how hard could it be to just show the table number on the screen and
yeah, I hear you. I hear
uh,
you. But to me, it was a major upgrade to go from just kind of watch a show where you hit some buttons to grow or shrink and then go to trivia. That was like way better for me. I was super happy with it.
the other
Um,
part of it was Groot featuring. So everyone loves Groot, but then the other thing is
mm,
the music was way. Oh, that's what made it fun is all the music.
yeah.
Like your typical Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack while you're eating dinner. So fun.
Yeah. Oh, so fun. Um, and then there's the specialty restaurant on each ship. So going back to the Wish, we have Frozen themed Arendelle, and you're there for the engagement party of Anna and Kristoff. So, I mean, I feel like we're going back years. I mean, we literally are, but it's kind of funny. Um, Now, Arendelle, the theming, amazing. The show in the center of the restaurant. So, the theater or the restaurant's a big rectangle, but right in the middle of the rectangle is a stage, and on that stage they have performers that are a music act, performing songs from the movie, and then they of course have actors who come on portraying um, well, actually, let's see how many we have. We have, ooh, what's his name? Why can't I think of his
Mm.
name?
Oaken.
Yeah, Oaken. Thank you. So Oaken comes in. We have Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, and we have Olaf, right? So those are the characters that are there during the show. We have singing, we have music, I mean, it's a fantastic show. Fantastic.
You have like Arendelle townsfolk that are also with
Yes.
violins and different instruments and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that show is incredible, but I hate the food there. To me, it's Palo night. If I'm gonna skip a restaurant to go to Palo, it's gonna be Arendelle. Now, part of that is because it's very fishy and I have an allergy, so I don't like the smell of fish, and there's a lot of fish in that restaurant. So to me, that's probably what it is. I don't remember how you felt about the food there.
I remember thinking it was all right. There was nothing that I loved that I like, nothing that I sticks out that I remember. I remember the lighting making the food look almost sickly, for lack of a better word. It's like a lot of blue lighting. So when you look down at your piece, I
Hmm.
think of like I don't know why I'm thinking I had prime rib there or something, but the lighting made the meat look not appetizing at all. Like, however, the show is great. Like the music's
The show.
wonderful.
The music is wonderful. The show is wonderful. The talent that they bring onto the ship, the the three-piece music set is so incredible. I mean, just so incredible. And um, I've been on that ship 4 times, 4 or 5 times already. And after the first couple times, I just went up and I said, "Hey, if nobody ends up sitting here, can I?" Because like there wasn't anyone sitting, and it was like filling up. And I said, I just want to be able to come over here and record for the show, and I'll go back to my seat to eat. And they were like, we don't care. So, I mean, I was able to get there and really get some up close and pay attention because it's really very talented people. Um, okay, so then we move over to the treasure, and it is Plaza de Coco, and it's the Rivera family. And you walk in, and it's the same orientation, same restaurant where it's a big rectangle with a stage in the middle, and now you are dining with the Rivera family from Coco. Now, I love this restaurant. I love this restaurant. I love the colors. Again, so many colors. There's um, the La Familia, the 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 setup for Day of the Dead, where they have all the pictures that you walk up to and see as you're walking through. Um, I thought it was excellent. Now, we only ate once there instead of twice. So when you eat there the first day, it's a gathering, but when you go there the second time on your 7-night cruise, then you have the celebration day. And so for me, that was the day we got to see, and I just thought that show was so very good, so much color. And then the food, I mean, Mexican food, it was delicious. There was guacamole, there were fajitas, there was tamale, which I love tamale. There was chips and salsa, enchilada. Trying to remember the things that like we ate. Um, I know I got the dulce de leche sundae at the end, which is my favorite sundae there on the
I think you
Disney
named all
cruise
the
line.
stuff that really stuck out to me. Guacamole, did we already say that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like every table gets chips and salsa, and every table gets the guacamole. But then we ordered the enchilada, we ordered um, the tamale and stuff like that. But I thought that day's food was so very good. See, like I would not go to Palo on that night. I would, if that were my cruise, I'd say let's skip a World of Marvel and send me to Palo. Or, yeah, probably that's what I would say. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, that one definitely is a standout for me. The colors, the music. The for me, like I love dancing, and there's so much dancing in that show.
They
The
walk around. I should say
Yeah,
that
yeah,
too.
the big skirts, and it's so much to look at, and like it's a feast for food and a feast for your eyes. Like,
Mm, yeah, and ears too, because the music is again very good.
mhm.
And then we moved over to the Destiny. So now the Destiny, again, same place. So by the way, we're on deck 5 in the aft, and this is Pride Land Feast of the Lion King. So this is the first time they're bringing the Lion King story to a restaurant setting. And again, we have the center stage, and that center stage is African music. Now, of course, we all knew it was going to be music of the Lion King, but we did learn when we were on that ship that is Lion King 1 and Lion King 2. So, which was funny because we heard people going, this was supposed to be about Lion King. What's this we're listening to? And it was just Lion King 2 music.
Yes.
Okay, my camera was off. Um, okay, so but this food, African inspired. Um, some spicy. There was some spicy stuff. Um, what did you think? I am trying to remember. I remember ordering chicken for my appetizer. Or wait,
I, I know that the group we were in, there were some apprehensions about like the menu. It's not the most like when you read it and look at it, it seems to be the most exotic.
yeah.
And what I found in my experience was that a lot of it actually wasn't, but it scares people because of the names and the descriptions. And then when I'd get it, I'd be like, oh, this is, chicken. This is chicken. This is steak. Like, you know, and I actually ended up really loving the food there. Like, I thought it was really good. But I know that it was like, I was like nervous about like, what am I getting? Like, is it going to be
Hmm.
too spicy? But when they say spicy, sometimes they meant there's spices on it. They don't mean it's spicy, as in
Well, which is
hot.
funny because I asked our server, I was picking something and I said, "Is this hot?" And he said, "Do you mean spicy or temperature hot?" And I said, "Oh, I mean spicy." And he said, "It's in the middle." I go, "I don't mind something medium." And then my husband told me that I should say American medium. I thought that's funny. Like, American
Yeah.
medium, what's that? Oh, I know
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
because my chicken was too hot for me to eat. It was too spicy for me to eat. Um, Now I talked to one of our team members was on the maiden voyage. And so I asked him, I said, "Did you don't like spicy food either? How did you handle it?" And he said, "Mine was not spicy at all. It was flavored, but it wasn't spicy." And I said, my mouth was on fire. I had 2 bites of my dinner and I was like, done. Done, done, done. It was just, and again, maybe mine just got more. Maybe it was more than a sprinkle. Maybe the container spilled accidentally on my piece. Whatever. But it was just too hot for me. But then as I've talked to people since, I feel like, okay, my dish happened to have something on it that was hotter. That's all. And I would totally give it a try the next time.
Yeah, I
Actually,
don't
speaking
consider
of the
my
next time, that'll be in 2 days.
yeah. I was gonna say I don't consider myself super adventurous with food, but I was just like, I'm here. When you're on a cruise, you can get as many things as you want. I'm like, I'm gonna have the experience, and I did not regret any of it. Like, it's good.
Right. I remember.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, this is a nice little insert. Let's just say you go to any of these restaurants, right? I told you earlier I'm not a fan of Arendelle, and I usually just try to book Apollo that night. However, let's say I couldn't. There's 24-hour room service. There's the food on the deck, like the burgers and fries and stuff. If you end up really not liking your food, you wouldn't go hungry. You would just order room service or you would go and get food off the deck. So just, kind of like a little FYI there. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go hungry. Technically, you could also ask for food from a different restaurant. So you have that option. I've done it occasionally, but I generally don't because they really do have to run their butts off to get stuff from other restaurants. So I try not to do that, but it is something you're allowed to do. Okay, so for me, bing, 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 treasure.
Treasure. Yeah, I have to, it's funny, I started to question myself when as you were talking because I was remembering how much I really love the Frozen music. And what really stuck out to me was those violins. I mean, those people are playing their butts off on those violins to the point where like you're like, is that gonna explode? And that's a major moment for me, especially they're spinning and playing it. So like I'm feeling a little like so like show wise, I definitely think the Wish had the better show at the Frozen.
Okay.
I do love the Coco one, but there's just something about the Wish one. But overall, though, the best one for sure is Coco because you get the food, you get the show. And as we were talking, I realized we didn't talk too much about the Destiny show, so that says kind of a lot about it. the
Wow.
the Destiny
Wow.
show is kind of a snooze fest for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and I was going in
Well,
there so excited. I love Lion King. I've seen the Broadway. And not one puppet. Like they have every animal to play with in the Lion King, and they did not have a single puppet. And I'm just thinking, like, at Frozen, you get Olaf, an animatronic. At Coco, you get the skeleton family. You get the flamingo. I think
right.
it's flamenco dancers. I don't know. And they come
Yes.
around the
Yes.
whole because
And the
if you're
mariachi. The mariachis are
yes,
walking.
mariachi, they come to each
Yes.
table, and like
Yeah.
Lion King, they didn't do any of that. I was
They didn't
and
walk
I
around at all. But we were on a preview,
yes,
so I will say we were on a preview cruise. It might be different when we do like when I'm on there in a couple days.
yes.
So I'll have to find out if they do, but I'm totally with you. I know that we didn't have the best seat, and that always sucks a little bit, but I- it was it was not as compelling for me either. And it's sad because we both we're like products of the time Disney had that. And I just remember being at the Disney store and when that music would start and then it would end, it would just be like boom. Everybody would stop shopping. They just couldn't help themselves. They were staring at the screen at the Disney store. So, I mean, it is such an important moment in Disney lore, the Lion King movie. Um, but I did not think it hit super hard. I'm hoping that that was an event of a preview, and I'm hoping that the actual sale is different for me.
Yeah, I for sure expected the giant headdresses or something to be a little more like the live action Lion Kings we've seen before. We've seen them do it at the parks, we've seen them doing it at Broadway, like, and then this
Yeah,
show just felt so small for what I know they can do with Lion King.
yeah, I hear you. All right, moving on. Now, this is where it really will get good, everybody, because we're going to take the lounges in the exact same spot. So we have on the Wish, the Bayou, Tiana's Bayou. And then on the Treasure, the Skipper Society. Think Jungle Book or Jungle Cruise. I'm sorry, Jungle Cruise. And then on the Destiny, the Sanctum. Think Doctor Strange. All right. So the one thing I will say, this is the lounge deck 3 midship that's in the middle of the ship, so people are all over. It is loud. There are kids because it's in the open. So that's the downside of all three. Now, the upsides, Tiana's. Oh, beautiful. The flowers, the glass work, the drinks. The hurricane is the drink there, like the drink there. Beautiful backdrop. Love, 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 love the bayou. Um, but Skipper Society of the Treasure adventure themed. So they really brought in great elements from the Jungle Cruise, and I loved it. But I kind of felt like theming wise, it's the least of the three. And then the Sanctum, I thought they went really hard with theming on this one again. Um, for those of you who know Doctor Strange the movie, so we're in the MCU. It's the first Doctor Strange movie, and remember the books that were forbidden. His forbidden books were in those cages that were like chained. Those cages were there, and the books in them, and I'm like, it was so authentic and amazing. And then the artifacts of the movie around, if you like walk around seeing Doctor Strange cape, seeing the eye. There were other magical moments too, and I really appreciated that. All right, so what have you got to say about these three spaces?
Yeah, I hear you on the theming of the Doctor Strange one, but it was a little too dark and a little too not as exciting to me. And one thing I want to preface this is I love Marvel. I am a huge Marvel person. And the Destiny is a Marvel ship. In my eyes, it's a Marvel ship. And so for me to not immediately just love and adore the Sanctum is a little sad for me because I'm like, I don't know, it just was lacking color and brightness, even though I know that's not the theme of it, but it's when you think about Tiana's just you walk by and you're just like in awe of the beauty of it. It's just like, oh my God, that's somewhere I want to be. The Sanctum's kind of more of like a dark library vibe.
Yep.
Kind of almost feels more like a man cave than like, I don't know. And Tiana's is like the complete opposite. It's bright, feminine, princess, and then you have the Skipper. Was it Skipper
Society.
Society? Yeah. Skipper Society was super cool. I mean, I'm a huge parks person, so like seeing that come to life in that setting is awesome. And similar to the Bayou, they had greenery everywhere. It felt very lush, very like I want to be there. Um, I was a little disappointed in that one for the fact that the people working were not doing the whole Skipper jokes and um I thought that was like the missing touch from it. Like I needed jokes, I
Obvious.
needed corniness, I needed um yeah, so in my opinion the clear winner for me is Tiana's. It's just um the one thing that's missing from it is like which the we haven't mentioned, but the Destiny like really changed my opinion on a lot of these things is because the Destiny adds way more character interaction. So I'm like,
Hmm.
if you threw Tiana being in that bar, like that would be the next level of like amazingness. Like I'd love to see Tiana make some sort of appearance there and like interact with you. And
Well, I will say, again, talking about those places. So we have specialty things about each one. Um, and over at the Bayou, so you have the Hurricane, which is kind of like the signature drink that everyone wants to get the Hurricane there. But they also have, at breakfast time, they have a really, if you're a drinker and you love a Bloody Mary, I think they have both mimosas and they have Bloody Marys there, and they can get you, they do beignets there in the morning only. Now, obviously, all of those things cost money. The beignets cost money, alcohol costs money. So they're not an included part of your trip. But it is a little extra thing that makes it so special. Now, on the Skipper Society. I remember all like the old fashions, all the box drinks. I mean, they made it like kind of like again, I felt like the kind of lounge, right, where you go and you sit, and it was kind of dark. I don't even know that I don't, yeah, it was dark. It was dark. It wasn't as dark as the Sanctum, but the Sanctum I think is meant to be darker. Um, but then at the Sanctum, they had the elevated drinks. So when I say elevated, I really should say levitating because elevated just means a higher level drink. But levitating drinks and specialty drinks and bubble drinks, and they just made them very different for that ship.
Tricks. They all have like
Um,
a show piece to them.
it really is. But when if I'm just taking the raw location, I'm agreeing with you. The bayou was so beautiful. I was drawn to sit inside it. I I just think it's stunning. I just think it's stunning. And
So
it does go with the vibe. The vibe of the ship is enchantment. It's beautiful, and I think they did a great job there.
I was gonna say special shout out to Tiana's is people are sleeping on the root beer float there. That's I love that.
Oh,
I
the
love
root
it.
beer float. No, so good. I'd
So
forgotten.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good. All right. So now we're going to go to the lounge that's just next door. This is the lounge that's like the fully closed in lounge. And on the Wish, it is hyperspace. And on both the Treasure and the Destiny, it is the Haunted Mansion Parlor. So, I mean, the Haunted Mansion Parlor was so incredibly popular on the Treasure. They kept it on the Destiny. They changed very, very little between the Treasure and the Destiny. So I think it's just going to be hyperspace versus haunted mansion. Um, and I remember how hard it was to get into hyperspace the first time we went. People were just like dying to get in there. And it is cool. I'm not going to say it's not cool. But Robert and I were a little spoiled. We had done the Galactic Star Cruiser, and I felt that there was a lounge there that basically was the Star Cruiser. The Star Cruiser and the hyperspace I felt were practically the same bar.
I feel like it's a little bare. Like I just feel like there I feel like when you're in the Haunted Mansion lounge, there's so much to look at. So
Oh
much.
yeah.
I don't know if I still seen it all. And the Star Wars one, it's kind of like here's this weird thing in a case. Here's and again, I'm a huge Star Wars person, so like it kills me to not immediately be like, "Oh my God, that's the best thing in the world." But it feels like a bear museum.
All right. Yeah. It's cool, but again, the big scene, right? The portal scene where you're looking at ships going in and then you sometimes go into hyperspace. But I guess if you did this Star Cruiser, if you hadn't done it, maybe Robert, if we hadn't done the Star Cruiser, maybe we would have felt differently. You know what I mean? Like if you walked in there the first time and you hadn't done the Star Cruiser, but we had seen that. We had seen the hyperspace moment. We had seen the multicolored colored tubes of drinking, and we had seen a lot of it. Now, incredibly cool. There is a super, super, super expensive drink that you can get. It's been a long time now. I don't even know how much it costs right now. But remember, you can get a drink that gave you a way to go to the
Skywalker Ranch.
yeah, the Walker Ranch.
Yeah.
I know someone did get it while we were on there. The what's his name? Pete something.
Yeah.
Dreams Unlimited.
Yeah.
He got it on the ship. So okay. And then there's the haunted mansion on the treasure, and the haunted mansion on the destiny. Um, it is so funny that I if I'm not with someone who wants to ride haunted mansion, I don't even ride it. Like it's not a ride that I go on unless I'm with someone who wants to ride it. I can recognize how cool it is. But it's just very dark, right? It's so funny because you're like, oh, it's so dark, but it's meant to be dark. And then when you have the lit moments, you could see the wallpaper. And when the portraits come to life, that's a very cool moment. I will say that. Um, when the characters show up in the mirror, very cool.
The ghost
But I
fish,
don't have
take
an,
it away from me.
oh, the fish, right.
So cool.
But I don't have an emotional connection to Haunted Mansion, so I just don't care. I mean, I don't care about either of those, frankly, because I'm totally a Marvel girl and I just don't care about Star Wars. Like I have a light understanding of it, but really I like the first two or three movies and then I'm kind of done. So, like the 70s movies, not the, not in order, but the movies from the 70s are the ones I like and then I'm done. So, all this other stuff is kind of wasted on me, I'll be honest. Okay, so for you, it's Haunted Mansion, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
I just the only thing I wish they would have done a little more different between the two ships because it did kind of feel like, I mean, when we were on the treasure, I spent so much time in there. That was like
Hmm.
heaven. So then to see the exact same thing on Destiny, I was like, I feel like I don't need to be in here that much. Like, I know that's such a privilege and to say,
It
but
is.
I'm just like,
We're
like,
very lucky. Um,
yeah,
I will say, for those of you who are wondering, we have different characters into the mirror. We have different merch, right? So there were two
yeah, different
new, what are those
classes.
called? Tiki
Tiki
mugs.
mugs, yeah.
So there are two new tiki mugs in the Haunted Mansion on the Destiny, and is that candelabra thing is that new to the Destiny or no?
No, that was on both.
I was on both. Okay.
Mm.
Because I know you pointed it out to me, like, because I didn't even know it. So I'm like, that's a lot I don't know about the Haunted Mansion. But oh, the bride outside, that was different. So it
Yes,
was
Leota.
Madame Leota on the first one, and it's the bride on the second one.
Yeah, so that was
There you
cool.
go. So there you go. So there's a little bit of differences between Treasure and Destiny. And now we go to the pubs. All right, and I have a very clear winner on these pubs. So we have the first one, which is the Wish, which is Keg and Compass. And this is not really, it's funny. It feels pirate y, but it is absolutely not pirates themed, right? And then there was Periscope Pub, and that is the 20,000 Leagues theming. And then we had Cask and Cannon, and that absolutely is pirates themed. For me, clear winner, Periscope. I loved our time in Periscope. I love the ceiling, and I was kind of shocked that they didn't use the ceiling in the last one in Cask and Cannon. I thought they absolutely had some opportunities to do that, and they didn't.
I don't know. I thought it
Um,
was gonna be like in Pirates when the city's on fire. Like I thought the projection of fire could have been like something on the ceiling, make it look like it's on fire. Like they just left like I think maps on the ceiling. Is that what it was?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There were maps, drawn maps on the ceiling.
Um,
Um, and it's cool. And they do have some great elements in Cask and Canning. Great, great, great. But the ceiling on Periscope, you're under the sea and you're looking up and you would see like sea creatures going by, and it'd be like it was it was very cool. It was
the
very
other
cool.
thing, the layout is just so much better. Like the keg and compass and the cask and cannon. God, there's a lot to say. They have the bars to the left when you walk in.
Mhm.
And I just felt like Periscope was so much more open and easier to sit in and get along with people in when the bar's at the back of the room.
Mhm.
It just felt more
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. I also liked the drink. I remember being like the Periscope drink, like the signature drink was really yummy.
Kraken, I
So,
think, Kraken something or
yeah, 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 yeah. The Kraken attack. That's what
yeah.
it was called, the Kraken attack. Um, so again, I don't know if they still have that, but that's what it was. And yummy, yummy. But I mean, like, full disclosure here, we're not drinkers. So, like, if we go have a drink, a couple drinks the entire cruise, we'd be more likely to get a mocktail or something to have something pretty. But um, we're not
It's more about the
drinking.
vibes.
It's more about the vibe. Totally more about the vibe. All right. So all three have a piano lounge. And on the Wish, it is Nightingales. And so that's, Cinderella. If you are familiar with The Wish and you look up above the piano, and you will see musical notes that are ascending up into the chandelier of that establishment, you can know that those notes are actually um, the notes of the Sing Sweet Nightingale song. So the notes are actually placed where they need to be for the song. So just a little tidbit, a little Disney fact there. Um, and then the treasure, it was Scat Cat Lounge. So think Aristocats and the paw prints and all that. Love, love, love that vibe. Loved those colors. And then for the Destiny, it changes to DeVille's. Now, this one is really hard for me because I thought there was no way to beat the vibe of Scat Cat. I thought there was no way to do that. But with DeVille's, not only is the decor incredible, you have an opportunity to have the lead character there. And that really brings another element. And I gotta say, I don't know. I mean, I'm still torn between the vibe of both of them, but when you get to add Cruella being ridiculously in Cruella, you got to make it say for the win. And and when you run into Cruella, by the way, if you are not dressed in black, white, and red, you're trash. Remember?
Yeah.
I looked so nice that day. I had such a pretty blouse on, and she read me down for Phil because I was wearing plaid.
This is definitely what I was thinking about when I was saying like the Destiny spoiled me now because like it's hard to the Destiny blows all the ships out of the water with their entertainment, I think. Their
Yep.
shows, their character interactions, they really step outside of the box from the other Disney cruise ships in those ways. I think it's like someone gave a bunch of theater kids free range to just do whatever they wanted on that ship and they did it.
Yeah.
So I mean, the lounge, yeah, it's just you add in the actual character hanging out with you in it, and it's just like, whoa. I never knew that I could fall in love with someone that wants to kill puppies the way that I did on the Destiny. So,
Oh, yeah. I, so again, uh, okay, just out of curiosity. Now, Nightingales is really a dull palette to look at,
but the
but
bubbles,
it
I
had that.
love the bubbles.
I love the bubbles, but it had that good drink, the bird drink. Remember that
Oh
bird
yeah.
drink was so yummy? Okay, so it had the bird drink, which I loved. But it was kind of a dull palette, that's all. But the Scat Cat was gorgeous. We did a photo shoot in there too, remember? I
Yeah.
have great pictures from in there. And then DeVille's, I mean red. I I love red. So I wear a lot of red. Right now I'm wearing green because it's Christmas time. But green and red will be. I'm actually wearing green and red.
DeVille's was like more custom, I felt like
Oh,
the furniture was like that must be where the
awesome.
budget of the Destiny's lobby furniture went.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
like
All right. So just to tell you, I don't know if you caught this. So we had a team member on the maiden voyage. His name is Dustin. Dustin on Deck 4 DCL is his Instagram page, and he went to all the things, all the talks for the maiden voyage. The two chairs, you know which chairs I'm talking about. The two chairs, they
the
were
big paw.
$8,000 a chair.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, $8,000 a chair. So,
Crazy.
um, And lots of people go into that place. As soon as you see the chairs, you'll walk in, you'll look to the right, and you'll be like, "Oh, that must be the $8,000 chair." Anyway, people are going in there getting their little photo shoot on that chair and stuff. It is so cool. In the other podcast that we did regarding the Destiny, so a lot of times you go in and you order a drink and they bring you a little bowl of peanuts or a little bowl of Chex Mix type of stuff. There they bring you white and black M&Ms. So, I mean, like the theming is incredible. Black, white, red, everywhere, perfectly done. Polka dot this, a black cup with red lips, crazy red lips on them. So I just thought the theming was so very good. But yes, when you bring Cruella in and she's wild and funny, and the cast of characters are super funny. We'll get to that last, but um yeah, it elevates DeVille when you're there for a character interaction.
I just hope that go forward on ships they're just doing way more of those, putting the characters in their environments because that
Mhm.
I felt like, I mean, that made a character interaction you cannot get in the parks.
Oh yeah. That was a lot. And it was a lot. It was so good.
Hmm.
Um all right. I guess I'm gonna say DeVille's for that, right? Yeah. I
Yeah,
love Scat Cat too. I actually prefer the colors of the Scat Cat. I love that palette. Again, those are jeweled tones. It was really beautiful. But there you're just sitting in a pretty bar. Where DeVille's when you go during the show, it's just so good.
I will say I think what may change my mind is if I would have had the time to get the $100 cat glass drink at Scat
We
Cat.
didn't have time for that. 100% there could have been, right, the teas and the drinks.
Yeah, they have
I
tea
mean,
there.
yeah, I wish we had more time on that ship. Um, that's gonna have to be our special trip is
Mhm.
a 7 night on the Treasure. We need to do it. We need more content.
By content,
Gotta
you
do
mean
it.
special drinks and cups and mugs.
Okay. So there you go. I think we handled all of the places that you can go and drink and our favorites. So our favorites are the Bayou, the Haunted Mansion, Periscope, and DeVille's, right? Those are pretty much our favorites on the different ships. Okay, so the sweet shop. For those of you who do not know, just about everything that you get on a Disney when it comes to food on a Disney cruise is included in the cost of your cruise. The exceptions to this is if you're going to do the adult dining, or if you are going to the sweet shop, or you are going to the Cove and you want a specialty coffee, or somewhere else even for the specialty coffee. But the specialty coffee, the sweet shop where you get the like actual gelato and ice cream versus the free soft serve, and then if you're going to do an adult only dining experience, those will cost extra. So the sweet shop has a different theme for each ship. So we have Wish is Inside Out, Treasure is Utopia, and the Destiny had the Incredibles. So basically all the stuff is the same and the blue the footprint is the same. I'm going to go ahead and say for me, I thought they did the nicest job with the Destiny. Oh, I don't know. They did have the
Like
popsicles.
I like Nick and Judy.
Yeah, yeah. Nick and Judy did have the, and they had what they called lemmings, lemmings, right? Eating the
Yeah,
popsicles.
yeah.
That was really good. But
It's just super cute.
did you notice at the Incredibles shop, did you see on the wall was the recipe for Num Num cookies?
Oh no.
Yeah, the Jack Jack Num Num cookies. The recipe was on the
Cool.
wall. I got a picture of it.
Nice.
Maybe we'll share it. So, um, but the Incredibles, that thing, a big honking thing right in the middle, takes up a huge space.
Yeah, I
What's
don't
in the
like that.
center section? What is in the center section of Zootopia? Because Nick and Judy are off to the side.
What about the vehicle? Am I crazy?
A vehicle.
Is it like the police car or something?
Oh, I don't think so. I'm,
I'm
I know
having
it's anger and fear in the Wish.
Oh, there it's Nick and Judy sitting at a table.
Is that right there in the middle section, or was that
Yeah.
over by the corner when you enter?
They don't really have anything directly in the middle. It's in front of the window.
Right. Okay. Well, I think that's the one thing that about the Incredibles I thought did very, very well. But that big thing right in the middle, it's like it takes up a giant space, which is not cool. Anyway, it's a sweet shop. It's just themed, and they're all the same, and they all basically carry the same stuff. What do I highly recommend? And my kids' favorite are the fudge dipped double stuffed Oreos. So that's my daughter's
I like the
favorite
gelato
one.
just because they have crazy flavors, and I like to usually like to try one a different one each time I go.
Yeah,
It's very
I've had
cheap. It's very affordable.
right. Yeah, as far as like a regular cost of gelato. I actually did get a pistachio gelato with dark chocolate. I don't know what they're called, but it was like shaved dark chocolate on top. So it kind of like had like a Dubai kind of vibe. So it was like
Mm.
crunchy pistachios, dark chocolate shavings, and pistachio ice cream. So it
Mm.
kind of tasted like Dubai chocolate. That was yummy. That I had on the Destiny, and it was good. All right, shows, Robert. Let's talk about the show. Okay. I have to laugh because I know what you guys don't know, which we've gone on all of them and we've seen all the shows. So when we went on the Wish, there's the show called Little Mermaid. And everybody loves Little Mermaid. It was the rebirth of Disney animation and of Disney musicals, right? Everybody fell in love with that soundtrack. Everybody fell in love with that story. And it is so important to so many people. All right. So they changed the story a bit, and that it took away for me, period. Right. Like it took away from the love of a show that we know and love so much. And then they changed the story. Right.
Yeah. My thing for me was like I go to shows not just for the music and the spectacle, but it's the outfits. And the outfits they wear in that show are just like so disappointing. It's like it's almost like if Lululemon or some athletic company made the costumes for the characters. They're wearing like spandex pants and a tank
Okay.
top and that's not
Okay.
just
I will say, now listen, if you have seen this show, you know what we're thinking, which is Triton's beer.
the wigs, the beard wigs. And
I mean, it was, oh, it was so
it's
bad.
distracting because I literally can't focus on the story because I'm like, who made this? Oh my gosh.
Ay, ay, ay,
It's
right?
not Disney's best
So,
foot forward for sure.
and I'm like, okay, was this a COVID thing? Because we thought that, remember? We thought, oh, the costume didn't show in time. Remember, we were like, we're on the preview. The costume didn't show. This is stuff they found in the back and threw together to turn into his costume. No, I saw it a whole year later. It was the same costume. And then I was just like, wow. So, not a super fan for either of us, the Little Mermaid show. Uh,
What's
also,
funny is when you look at all the others, you're like, they all stuck true to the outfits and story except for that one. It's so
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I don't know why, but I don't know. It was kind of a sad thing for me. But again, this is what we're talking about is our preference on each one. So then we move it over to the treasure, and the treasure show is Moana, Tale of Moana. All right. Now, this stage was so good. Now, again, they bring in elements of the future. So they kept the same story, but it looked like they were like kind of in between timelines, right? But not in a way that distracted from the story. And um the the big scene that I think anyone who knows any of the story is waiting to see is that puppet, right? The Tafiti puppet. That Tafiti puppet was insane, incredible. Like you're how on earth, right? Like to me, all you go is how. How did they do that? How they do that? How they do that? So for me, that's how I felt.
Yeah, like when my first, as I was saying earlier, my first Disney cruise ever was the Wish. So I'm being told, all the shows on the cruise ships, so they're like Broadway. They're Broadway what's the term they use?
Broadway style shows.
Yeah, Broadway style shows. So like for my experience with Little Mermaid, I was like, I don't know if that's Broadway. I was like, I was
I
really
will
hyped up.
say on the Wish, the second show is Aladdin, and it's better, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah, yeah.
The Aladdin show is good, and if you know the Aladdin show from the Wish and from one of the classic ships, or one of the Dream class ships, then you see elements of it in Destiny's Hercules. So they use some of the same prop gags. I don't know, just like that. Like you're gonna notice it if you've seen both. But I
So
think Aladdin's a great show.
yeah, I agree. But the best representation of Broadway style show is the Moana one. Like, I mean, it's better than things I've seen in touring Broadway shows and amazing. Like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so good. And then the second show on the Treasure is Beauty and the Beast. Again, that show is incredible, and that Beast, um, I think that whole show is also incredible. Um, and
The
it's on
outfit.
the Dream.
Ugh, I was just saying I love the outfits in that
Yeah,
show.
yeah, right. So
Better
that
than the
is also
movie.
on the Disney Dream. Um, and then we move over to the Destiny. So the Destiny has Hercules, and the second show is Frozen, and they also have Adventures of the Sea, which is again we're talking that's more like the family friendly where you have Disney characters. So, but we're really only right here we're only talking about the Broadway style shows versus the ones that include Disney characters. So Hercules and Frozen. Hercules has a lot of big items, right? So we have a Hydra, and every time you cut off its head, it replaces it with two more. And then we also have the Titans, where he battles two of the Titans. So you might have Disney Plus, and if you do, you can go see a video about it where they talk about how they created those Titans. That in itself is very cool. But to me, as good as Hercules was, and it was good, I kind of preferred Moana.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think the way it all comes together, it's just Moana just had it all. It felt I love Hercules, don't get me wrong, but there were just parts of it that felt clunky. And I know that we were on the preview,
Yeah,
so I'm sure they'll work out. I can't even put my finger exactly on what it is about it that just felt like something wasn't like jiving with the flow of the show, or I don't know what it was, but maybe the actors were very physically being physically challenged. They're like jumping jacks,
yeah.
singing, like and you could tell they were getting fatigued and like so maybe they'll like change some things around where like they can just like not like
Take a
sweat
breath.
it all out on stage and be able to sing and but I mean it was amazing. But where it just all came together was Moana.
Yeah. I do want to talk about in Hercules, Hades. I thought Hades was, I know. Yeah, so if you where you if you are listening to us, thank you so much for listening to us here wherever you listen to your podcast. But we are also over on YouTube where I have my beautiful Christmas tree behind me, and Robert has a very, very cool what is that called? Wallpaper with Hades
Yeah.
on it. It's a really good wallpaper. Um, so Hades, I just thought was incredible. And we see him a couple times in the play, and the first time you see him where he like floats out and his full like lit up robes, I was like, "Ah." um, I kind of wish it was what he wore throughout the whole thing, but I also get based on what he was trying to do that they had to change costuming for the second time we see him. But the first time, whoa, so incredible. And he has a glowing feature, right? And I was all for it. I was all for the Hades of it all. Pain and Panic, just what you expect them to be. I told Robert that I felt that not only did Hades steal the show, but Pegasus also uh, just so good. Pegasus was incredible. But Hades ruled that show, which is a little bit of a bummer because you really should be voting for the hero Hercules, and I was like Hades.
Yeah,
So, um, anyway, but we're gonna say overall Moana on this one for both of
for
us.
sure.
Guys, I never realized exactly how much you and I are alike. I mean, I do, but I really thought we'd have a little more differences here and there. Um, but now we're going to talk about entertainment. So on the Wish Class ships, you have the fairy godparents, right? The godmother, godfather, and they're going to each show and they're doing their like the introductions, and they do shows over in Luna, and they're a lot of places. They're representing the Disney Wish. And then you have characters on the treasure. Now, I'm really, really sorry. I do not remember their name. And I think it's because we have renamed them
Sage and coriander.
Sage and Coriander.
I think so.
You're right. Sage and Coriander. Should we say what we renamed them?
Yes.
Okay. When we were on that ship, we couldn't remember their names, so they became Pumpkin and Spice.
Because it was also, yeah, around the time of year where that was like, a drink at Starbucks. And
Yeah, yeah. So everywhere we went, we're like, oh look, Pumpkin and Spice are back. And so then they became Pumpkin and Spice. So then we never like right, it is Sage and Coriander, but I could never have told you that. If you didn't remember it, I would never
we knew it
remember
was
that.
recipe ingredients. I don't know.
Pumpkin and spice forever for me. Anyway, okay, so sage and coriander, they're everywhere too. They are also representing the ships. They're like the MCs of the ship. And then we get to the Destiny, and it is Zaya and Dr. Gamble. And does he, I mean, it's Gamble, but then sometimes he goes by Dr. Gamble, right? So I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if we
thought
ever
so.
really quite figured that out, but, and we actually nicknamed them too.
I called them Procter and Gamble.
Procter and Gamble. All right. So, Zaya and Gamble, I do remember her name, Zaya and Gamble. Now, these guys also everywhere. But for us, both of us, we said these two had such great chemistry, so fast, so wonderful. And they were
And
at everything
finally,
too. Yeah, like they're
so
running. They're running from event to event to event. I don't know how they get any rest.
I need to know what their
Um,
salary is because like they are running the ship. Like I wouldn't be surprised if I found out they're actually steering it.
they're steering
Like
the ship.
how?
They're they're steering the entertainment. I'm telling you.
And never
Um,
out of character. Never.
Never. No, no, no. They're so good. Now, Robert alluded to it a little bit ago, but we need to go back and say the character experiences on the Destiny blows away anything on the Wish and Treasure. And I love that of these three, if I can go on any of them again in near future, I would go on the Treasure because I didn't get enough of the Treasure. I need more of the Treasure. Now, I've been on the Wish 4 or 5 times, so it's really not a great comparison, but like I have no desire to be like, if I were going to get a free cruise, I'm not going on the Wish. The Treasure is probably where I would go. The Destiny, I'm going to go on it again in 2 days. So, again, I hope to get a little bit different feel for it. Except the Destiny had so much character interaction, so different than every other ship. What are you used to on a Disney cruise? You get Mickey, Minnie, Chip, Dale, Daisy, Donald, Goofy, Pluto. You get lots of them, and I love them. I love them. I love them. I don't miss a chance to get my hugs from Chip and Dale. I never miss a chance to get my hugs from Chip and Dale. They are my boys. I love the double trouble. However, when I was on the Destiny, I didn't try once to meet any of the Fab Eight. Why? Because I couldn't take away from missing the entertainment on the Destiny. Um, so I'm going to talk about my favorite and then we'll go from there, okay? Okay. So there was an opportunity to meet Dr. Facilier. So, Princess and the Frog, great movie. And I'm not like a villain person, but when I saw him, that was like, ooh, I like this villain. This villain's different, right? He just gave totally different vibes, totally different kind of creepy factor, and I really liked Dr. Facilier as far as the villain goes. So, thank you, Robert. Robert, he knows everything. He reads everything ahead of time. I don't. I like to go and find out and experience as I go, but he likes to do research. So it actually makes us a great pair. And he's like, there is going to be a tarot card reading from Dr. Pazillier at so and so. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, we'll go to that. So we go to it the first day. I think we were not going to make the line or something. So we're like, okay, we're going to come back tomorrow and we have to be here early because the line is going to be crazy.
Silly us, we thought that the line we were in the first time was long. And then we're like, oh, it'll be smaller tomorrow. Well, word caught on quick.
Right. Right. And so the word went through the ship of how incredible the Dr. Facilier moment is. So we're like, we have to do it. And I think we do it on Castaway Day because we figured, oh, well, people will be coming back. They'll have to
Yeah.
go. Yeah, we actually did do the right thing, but there was never a slow line. And the poor people on the maiden voyage, forget about it. The line was all the way back to like the theater area, all the way wrapping around. And our friend who did the maiden voyage never got to do that and never got to do the Cruella show. They were completely locked out of those
Ooh.
because they're like, we are not sitting in a line. By the way, the maiden voyage also for the for they were lining up 2.5 hours before Hercules and sitting. They were just sitting on the floor in
Wow.
line for Hercules for a good seat.
Wow.
I know. So we didn't experience any of that, and we had a completely full ship. So I am just glad we got into this event. So
And that's not the
the thing
norm.
about
If you've never been on a Disney cruise before, that is not normal.
that's not normal. Yeah, totally not. Okay, so on the Disney Destiny, they bring elements that are not anywhere else. And the villain element, it's just not like anywhere else you can get, not even at the park, where you get this almost one-on-one feel with a character. And so I will not spoil, but I will say they take for the Dr. Facilier tarot card reading, I want to say 10 to 12 people. Would that be fair?
Yeah.
They take 10 to 12 people in a room, the door shuts. He's there perched staring, perched, not moving an inch, and everybody was like waiting for him to jump or do something to scare us. And then he starts singling out people in the room and calling on them for one thing or another. It's tarot reading, so he has cards, and I thought I loved like how wickedly funny he was. But he asked somebody who could shuffle cards, and a girl raised her hands, and he handed her cards. She could not shuffle cards. And he's like, "Give me these back. You're wasting my time. Is there anyone who could actually shuffle cards here?" And then someone raised their hand, and he gave them to her, and she could shuffle them, and he took them back. But I mean, he had no patience, and I love that because he's a villain. So for him to be like, "Oh, you're worthless. Give this back to me." I love that because he's not really saying you're worthless. He is a villain, so he did it the right way.
I think that's the first time for a Disney character interaction that I was genuinely creeped out, but like not a not fun way. It was just like he was spooky. His
He was
eyes,
spooky,
his
and his
height. How is he so tall? I'm like,
he's
oh my God.
so tall.
Yeah,
Yep,
the
and
whole
right, so he's so tall. He's, and he looks like he's supposed to look. He's tall and lengthy, very, very, very lean features. His eyes, I mean, obviously contacts, but his eyes are purple, piercing. He has a gap in his tooth. He was perfection to the character. And I'm going to say that I was lucky enough to be selected for one of the people he interacted with. And he did take his nose almost touching my nose. He got so close that I could literally like just reach out and touch him. And he stares right, and he's trying to creep you out. He is trying to make you go cringe. Um, Oh, it was so cool. It is bar none my favorite moment of the Disney Destiny. Um, and then he has a second meet and greet experience. Now this is one on one, and you go in, and there's just a chair, and you sit down in a chair, and he walks around you, and he's again looking to intimidate you a little bit, right?
yeah, for sure. He's there to make you feel uncomfortable, almost like an interrogation, because you sit in the chair and then he's like circling around you and asking you questions. And again, it's like you don't need to go this far. Like a picture is fine, but they just step it
Yeah,
up. Like I didn't expect that much more interaction from him again.
yeah. It was really good though, right? It was really good. I was
Absolutely.
so happy with him. In this location, so it's deck five, midship, studio five, is the Dr. Facilier, both the card reading and the meet and greet. Also in this same spot is a meet and greet with Cruella. Now we also did that on a different day, and that opportunity is where she read me for filth on my outfit. And I looked so cute. I had dress pants, nice shoes, and and she was like, "This is how you come see me. Are you serious?" And I, of course, apologized for my apparel immediately and said it was either see you dressed inappropriately like this or miss the opportunity to see you. And she was like, "Well, I get that." So I mean, again, they know their characters. These villains know who they are, and they know the right way to respond to you.
Yeah, totally.
Um, I will say that when they saw Robert, when Cruella saw you, I don't remember like her critique of what you were wearing, but I remember when she saw you later, she remembered you. Remember when we were at the bar and she calls you out at the bar?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wasn't so sure about you.
I wasn't so sure about you, but okay, I see this now.
Eh,
And it was great that she like definitely recognized you and did a callback to you in the
yeah.
video.
Yeah, my favorite interaction was definitely singing a song with her in her bar. You basically get to rewrite the Cruella de Vil song in a way that favors her and makes her feel good about herself. And it's just like, wow, Disney's been around this many years and they finally thought to do that. Like that was it's just incredible that like that's never been a thing before. Like sit
Hmm.
and write a song, rewriting the villain song to be a good song about them.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so
Yeah.
good. I still sing the song. I mean, our the version we came up with is to me now the Cruella de Vil song. Like,
That's awesome. I will say, okay, so when you're doing, we talked about Raya and Gamble, Zaya and Gamble. Um, they are hosting the event at DeVille's and they're singing the song, and she comes in and she's like, "Oh, Dick, it's a terrible song. Roger's a horrible person, blah, blah, blah." And they're like, "Mr. Phil, Mr. Phil, what can we do? Can we maybe rewrite the song for you?" And it's, yes, I'll be back in 10 minutes. And in that 10 minutes, these improv masters of the Disney Destiny, we start with one sentence, and that sentence turned into a whole song in 10 minutes.
with dance moves.
Well, yeah, someone happened to be a choreographer there, so she stepped up with a little bit of choreography. Um,
I watched
but
videos of other people's interactions, and every
uh,
single one they do a different dance. I'm like, I don't understand how they like this lyrics are different, this dance is different, and it's just incredible that they could just like improv it that many ways. Like,
wow, see, I didn't even know that.
yeah.
I've only seen a couple, but it was super cool. And again, these are the villain elements. We had, okay, so that's two, right? We did Cruella, a couple, and also she has a what's that called? A runway show where she will critique people's outfits. Amazing. I had so much fun. It's very fast, but I wish she could be a little bit more vicious, frankly. That would be the only thing I would say about that is there were people, there was a lady who came dressed for what she might wear to church on Sunday. Like during the runway, I would have been harder on the woman. I would have been like, "Are you serious? You bring that little Sunday church look to here? No, high fashion. Know your role." Anyway, so Cruella was actually a little too nice to her. But other than that, that was super fun. And she's got the one over at DeVille's, and she's got the one on deck five, which is a private meet and greet. Okay. And then Dr. Facilier has his two. Maleficent has a show, and her show in Saga, which is deck four and five, the two-story entertainment space. And Maleficent has a great show, which at the end you get one-on-one meet and greets. Awesome. And it's like a whole minute with her. Wouldn't you say you get like a whole minute with her that you can film and do, yeah, yeah, great. And then she'll, stand for a picture. She also takes over the lobby, right? She does a lobby takeover at one point. She does lots of meet and greets in the lobby, and when you see that, it's all green, right? They take the whole lobby and they kind of make it green for her. They do the same thing for Loki, right? So we see Loki a couple times. Who else do we have in villains? So Maleficent, Loki.
I wasn't thinking of villain, but I was thinking just we got to mention that Marvel show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I will, but as far as Disney characters first, can you think of any more that we're missing?
No, I think we got them all.
I mean,
That's
also, oh well, Black Panther. Black Panther comes out, but he's on a building.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man comes out.
Spider-Man comes out.
He takes over the
Um,
lobby as well.
and of course, your Fab Eight are there. I'm just saying that we did not spend time with the Fab Eight because of the situation. Of trying to really experience the Destiny in only 3 days. That's not a lot of time to experience something brand new. Um, but yes, let's talk about Zaya and Gamble in Saga, the two-story lounge. If you can get there early enough, get the fourth floor, try to get somewhere, get a nice seated area because you're going to be in for the ride. It is such a fun ride. So this is an 18 and up experience. of a run through of the MCU, right? So they're starting off with Captain America when he's still like the wimpy Captain America before he becomes a super soldier. And they're working all the way through Tony Stark, through all the different characters, um, and through Guardians. I'm trying to think if like did they go all the way through the Thanos world, right? Like the different
Yeah.
characters. And they're doing it super fast because what is this show? 30 minutes? 40 minutes?
Yeah, I'd say like 30 minutes.
30 probably.
Could
So
have been so much longer.
they're doing it in 30 minutes, but they are zipping through. It is so fast, but it is an 18 and up show because they are bringing in some elements that you go, I don't want my kid to listen to this. It is funny. People were cracking up. I think you're certainly going to laugh pretty much a little at the whole thing, or you're going to really hardcore belly laugh because I watched people doing both.
I mean, they somehow threw in a hoop-de-doo review joke in with Marvel. Like it's got some deep part cuts and it's so good.
It's so good. Did you have a favorite part of that?
Oh gosh. I mean, the parts I probably can't say because it's the adult parts, but yeah, like the whole thing is just the enthusiasm of that Gamble and what's his name? Proctor.
Zaya,
What's his
their
Zaya?
name, Zaya and Gamble.
Yes, they are just so good. Like I actually like that show is probably the best for me. And I never thought that like Disney would do that. Like someone
No.
someone said on a podcast they were like, what did legal think of that? Like like,
Well, I mean, it's so funny because I saw some people posting about it and they're like, it's really PG-13, not maybe 18 and up.
yeah.
I think that's probably accurate. There's nothing raunchy, but Deadpool comes at the end, right? Deadpool comes at the end. And so, of course, he's going to be, semi raunchy. Um, I like that there is a mix, and somehow we have that singer who's so talented.
Oh
The
my
show starts
gosh.
off with a singer, then we end up having all of a sudden this 18 and up show, and then the singer is there again, and she's
Yeah, they
incredible.
definitely show up early and you get a whole lounge singer performance. Yeah.
Yeah, she takes you to church.
Because we
She's
even
really
missed some of that intro of that. And that was
right.
if I ever go again, like that's gonna be a priority is to get there early for that and make
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So there is so much to do, and we felt the little side shows, and we're going to use these examples of side shows. There's so many more of them on the Destiny, and that elevates this ship. So going to the Dr. Facilier show, the Cruella show, the Maleficent show, those are shows in venues and there's a lot of them. So to try to capture them all, we were working hard to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And but like I never felt disappointed ever. Some of the ones on
No.
the Treasure and the Wish I'd get to and I'd be like, I don't think I ever need to see that again. I could probably miss that. But these ones, I'm like, wherever that Proc or Gamble and Zaya are, you want to be. Like,
You want to be.
if I know they're doing a show, it's like I want to be there because I'm gonna have a good time.
Yeah. So here's the other thing I'm going to say, and I know we have to wrap this thing because it's been like 2 hours, right? I think this is going to be a two-part episode,
Yeah.
two-part podcast. Um, Here's what I think that you need to know when you are getting ready to go on a cruise, a Disney cruise. I tell everybody, one, you're there to have fun. So let yourself have fun. Right, Robert? Don't you have to let yourself have fun? Like volunteer. I volunteered to, they're like, hey, can anybody, was it singing? Who can match a song? I don't know, how did I get picked for that? But they asked for a volunteer for the Wakanda music section.
Hmm.
Remember?
Yeah.
Boom, my hand is up. I'm looking for a volunteer to do. I don't care what that to do is going to be. I'm raising my hand. I want to be part of the show. I want to be having fun. I want that extra level of experience. Why? Because it is included in the cost of your fare. It is already made for you. Why not take advantage, right? Um, I tell people this regardless of the Disney kind of vacation you're going to take. So it'll happen at Walt Disney World and Disneyland, where if you go to a show, they might say, we're looking for a volunteer. I did it on an Adventures by Disney. We're looking for a volunteer. Boom, my hand went up. I got selected. I have a great video of me holding a Muppet and doing a little Muppet show. It's incredible. When is anyone else going to get that opportunity except for going on this kind of trip? So, my advice is let yourself have fun. Raise your hand, be part of the action. It is really, they want you to have an amazing time. They want you to be engaged. And I got to tell you, when the staff, right, when the cast members are there, don't you think they love it when they don't have to fight someone to go on stage or to, cajole someone up there? And sometimes that's funny, but they have to work so hard that if you volunteer and you're in it, they love it. You can watch their emotions and see how happy they are when someone's part of the show, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Abs- Robert was Prince Philip on
Yeah,
our.
I was gonna say, or your friend volunteers you.
Well, yes. Uh, I volunteered Robert. He didn't know it. I was above him and I was pointing down to him. And they're like, "Oh, you." And then he thought that he just was randomly picked. I'm like, "Oh no, I was pointing to you." Zaya.
I
Zaya
was like,
joined
finally,
in.
someone saw something in me. They knew I was Prince worthy, and then here to find out it was all fake.
Oh, you poor Barney. So he was Prince Philip, and then I did some singing of Wakanda music. And what else did we get
You
selected
know, I
for? Oh, well, I
totally
did.
forgot about the Wakanda singing, and I'm just like another thing about the Destiny. So like
Yeah,
the final category that we don't have is overall experienced
entertainment.
entertainment. And
Yeah,
yeah, and like I have to say the Destiny just
the
takes the cake.
Destiny wins.
I don't remember any of the entertainment outside of the shows and stuff on the Treasure or the Wish. It's just
Right.
wow.
No, the and because actually we were making fun of pumpkin and spice. We
Yes.
were like, "Oh, yeah, look,
Corny.
there's pumpkin and spice again. Let's run." It was
Very
not,
corny.
yes. Yes, it was corny. And this was not. This wasn't. Where they belonged is they belonged in the Skipper Society.
Yes.
That would have been good for them.
Yes.
Why doesn't Disney ask us our opinion before they build ships?
Yeah.
We're stupid.
So funny.
Um, anyway, I'm gonna say that for me, yes, the Destiny absolutely wins in out of the theater entertainment. I loved, loved, loved all the extra character stuff. I just did. Because I love characters. When I'm at the park, I would way more hug a character than go on a ride. I there's like 5 rides I want to do in all of the park. I want experiences. I want character experiences or sitting and watching a show. I want experiences. So for me, this ship, the Destiny, really, really provides so much for you.
I would
So
love
very much.
for them to learn from the Destiny and change a few things on the others to like make them equal in that sense. Because like I feel like they have the spaces for it. I mean,
Yeah,
why couldn't you have Luke Skywalker or Han Solo in the Star Wars bar?
yeah.
What
Just
why
show
or
up randomly.
Chewbacca like in there. Uh
Well, yeah. What call it? Jack Sparrow shows up at Cask and Cannon too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so we see that it's happening in more than one location, right?
Yeah.
Um, the Sanctum, even, right? Just have a what are they called? The Sanctum? Trying to remember what they call the people. Like not just Doctor Strange, but the
I'm wanting to say the word that's the Wakanda ladies, Dorma. I know it's not them though.
Dor. Oh yeah, yeah, Dor
Yeah.
Milaje.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think it's totally possible. Okay, so in Scat Cat, I think about the Scat Cat. What are you going to have in the Scat Cat Lounge? Probably not much
Yeah.
because the characters are all animated, right? They're all like
Yeah.
kitty cats. We don't like get to know if it were again DeVille's, we get to know Roger, but we don't get to know really the people in Aristocats. And then Cinderella, though, Cinderella could show up to Nightingale's, absolutely looking for something,
Yeah.
looking for her shoe, and then people could direct her to the staircase
Yeah, there you
because
go.
that's where her shoe is.
Yeah.
That shoe's beautiful. Yeah. So I'm just looking over Haunted Mansion, obviously. Skipper, though, you know what? We hadn't talked about that, but I love what you said. They totally should be having some dumb jokes. You're
For sure.
100% right about that. And I think everything else we talked about. Any other little side notes? We didn't even talk about where it goes or any of that other stuff because that's, where something goes doesn't really matter. Like, yes, you can get limited sailings, have both Lookout Key and Castaway Key, and that's great for people who have that opportunity. But basically, these are 3 and 4 nights out of Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale is a great location to sail out of for transportation purposes. Just a little side note, you fly in, it is, about 10 minutes to any area um, hotel and another 10 minutes from there to the port. And it took me 7 minutes from the moment I entered my lift to get to the airport from the port. So, way better than Port Canaveral when it comes to transportation purposes. It's like everything is right there, so close and easy.
The only thing I was gonna say is each one of the ships is amazing, fantastic, wonderful. And it's just really all goes with like what are you looking for? What are you looking to get out of your experience? And that's
Yes.
why I think it's really good to talk to people like travel agents that like know and they can like kind of like match you with your personality and what you want to the best ship. Because I know my niece, the Wish is gonna be it's her. She's Princess Girl. It's like so the Wish needs to be her ship. Like, and if I really strongly believe that the Destiny was made for like millennials, like people that love those like characters from that era that like you never see and or love the villains and then yeah the treasure is just I feel like it's just like classic magical Disney park person and yeah they're all great in their own ways and yeah.
Yeah. Right. And you're right. We didn't discuss that. I will tell you that if I were talking to somebody who, right, they want to have fun and they want to dance and they want to, drink and dance the night away, none of these 3 ships. I'm going to recommend the Dream or the Fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm going to recommend the area that has the really adult focused ships. These are not adult focused ships. Yes, this one more than the others for sure, but I'm going to send someone to the Dreamer Fantasy if what they're looking for is a dance and drink the night away, 30-something year olds. Yes, that's what I would be doing. And I would say why. I would explain why. If someone said, I want to go on the Destiny, of course, that's different. But if someone doesn't know, you're right. A travel agent who has done it. That would be the one thing. I know we're not here to talk travel agent stuff all the time, but please, when you are looking to use a travel agent, use one that travels because we've been on every ship, all 7 ships. we were booked on the adventure that it canceled. So I don't know when we're going to get on that one again. But um, we go to everything so that we can really know it and bring the best info to you. So, all right. So this is All Aboard with Visit Mickey. Thank you so much for coming. We've been doing great with our podcast and getting great views and even some great feedback. I got an email today from someone about our podcast that we did just last week. So thank you for watching, and we're going to try to bring, like I said, one per month. I did take a break for a little while for college reasons, but we're back at it. And look at this, 2 in 2 weeks. So thank you so much and see you real soon.
Bye.